Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Back working on this green F-150. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to make a couple videos on removing the front clip of one of these trucks. Today we're going to start with removing the bumper. So we're going to take the front bumper off. This is a very simple task. However, a lot of guys will get caught up in it and they will try to take off the brackets or try to take the bumper off the brackets or try to take the whole unit off. The rubber flap that's in there really gets in the way, but I'm going to show you the two different ways to take this front bumper off. Now, which way is the right way? That's up to you. I always found it easier to take off the whole assembly. So I'm going to show you how to take these bumpers off, and I'm going to show you how to shim these bumpers also. So a lot of the times you see these bumpers, they're sagged on the corners here. So what that is basically there's just wear and tear over the time of the bumper. There's no support on these bumpers after the frame rail, which is about right here. So the bumpers will tend to flex over time. And they just keep getting bent down and down and down, or somebody will bump something and it turns it down. So I'm going to show you how to basically work on your front bumper today. Now this is for the 92 to 96 trucks. The 91 and older trucks have bumper bolts that are through the face. They're carriage bolts, so it's totally different than these. So this is specific to the 92 to 96, 97 trucks here. So I'm going to get this thing up in the air, show you the back of the bumper, and kind of show you what's going on behind one of these. So if you've never taken one of these off, it's a fairly simple process, but if you're not sure or you don't know what tools you need, then this will kind of help you out. So here behind the bumper, we have our bumper bracket. Now, there should be a rubber flap here that comes down and lays inside the bumper here. However, not surprisingly, it's missing. And you can see that there's push pins on the bottom of the radiator support there where the flap used to be attached. So somebody has probably ripped it off. So we don't have the rubber flap here. Now that rubber flap would be laying in the bumper here, and it comes around and usually goes underneath these brackets here. So they usually come down, up, out, goes underneath and goes up to the radiator support or the core support here. So they're generally in the way. Now I did not remove it from this truck, so no idea where it went, but it's the same material as basically what this is here. So these are the air deflectors for the fan and the radiator here, so they direct air into the radiator. So basically there's two ways to take this bumper off. So you have these little 10mm bolts here, so you have one on the bottom, one on the top. A lot of guys will try to take those off, but then you leave these brackets on, you gotta take the brackets off. So the only problem with getting this top one up here is you don't have, like, you have the room, but you don't have a lot of room, and because it's so far up there, it's a little hard to get off of there. So the other side is exactly the same as so the sides are the same. I mean, it's simple as that. Depending on which side you want to use, we're going to use this side for the demonstration here. Now, if you have a newer bumper, it would have a plate right here. So a later style bumper that's been replaced or has been upgraded. There's plates that go in these holes here, and I can show you those on my other truck. So these are the reinforcement plates. You can see there's a part number on there, and not all the bumpers had these. This is kind of like a afterthought for Ford. So that actually helps keep these bumpers from sagging too bad. It kind of ties the top and bottom together a little bit better. But not every truck has these. So if you see these, it's been an addition, because I've never seen them except for on this bumper, but it does have a Ford part number on there. And this was a replacement bumper for a Bronco actually that was in an accident. So you may have these on your bumper, you may not. So this is just something to keep in mind, that this will help for the reinforcement. You can even build something like this for yourself if you've got a lot of bumper flex. So as you can see, we don't have that reinforcement on this bumper, but at the same time too, we can also shim this bumper here. Now there's two ways to shim this bumper. Now if you're shimming straight out, you can put washers between this black bracket here and the actual bumper mount on the frame here. So you can take this out at least 1/4 of an inch. And then also, if you wanted to, you can space it out on the bracket here to the bumper. So you would have to likely get longer bolts and put spacers in between, washers in between the black bracket here and the bumper. So that's another way to shim these bumpers. Generally, I don't like to shim from bumper to bracket because it adds a lot of stress to these little bolts. I think these are only like an M8 and they're not very big. They may even be an M6. I haven't taken some out for quite some time. So it's a lot of stress on that bolt to have that bumper hanging out there. However, these bolts are obviously a lot bigger. They can take that stress a little bit better. And these are captured also, so they come off as a unit here. So these bolts are tied together. But if you needed to shim your bumper, if you have your bumper sag, you can do the same thing here. You loosen these up, you just put a shim behind the top or behind the top and get that bumper tilted back up to match the fender again. So very simple to shim these bumpers, and which it's actually kind of nice because it's not a plate mount like the newer bumpers are. So you kind of have a little bit more freedom with this. However, these are a little bit harder to put on. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and show you how to take this bumper off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one side off with these two bolts, and I'll take the other side off with these two bolts, the top and the bottom here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the tools I need to take this apart and get this taken off. So I know that this is hard to see, two-wheel drive with the plate here, or four-wheel drive rather, just dealing with F-150 problems at the moment. So we have our large bolts here and our smaller bolts on the bottom. If you're tackling the large bolts, you'll need a 21 millimeter. If you're tackling the smaller bolts, you'll need a 10 millimeter. And these can sometimes suck to get out because they will break the retainer. So we're gonna start with our larger ones here. So we're just gonna break these loose a little bit here. Now these are locking bolts, so you will have to put a little bit of force into these. So the reason I like to take the larger ones off is because you have your adjustment in these larger bolts. So your adjustment for your bumper up and down is not in the bracket, it's in this bracket here. So I'm gonna go ahead, leave this nut on here. I'm gonna take the other side off. Now, I don't know if I really wanna try taking the bolts off of here. I'm gonna try to look at the back of them and see how bad these are, because they just use those speed U-clips to hold these bolts. So the smaller bolts are just speed clipped in, whereas these have a better chance of coming off because of their size, and they're a little bit more substantial, as long as your plastic retainer on the other side is good. So I tried setting this up so that we could see the other side, it just isn't working because of the camera angles we have available to me. Just with this plate in the way behind us here, and the way the camera is set up, I just can't get a good visual on the other side here. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this side and kind of show you what the process here is. So we're basically just going to take these top ones out. So you can see that this bracket is now very, very loose. So you can see that bumper fell. Now it's because we don't have that bumper bracket in here to hold this side of the bumper up. You can see it just flops all over the place here. So I don't like taking the brackets out for that reason. So you can see how crooked this bumper is. And it's because we took the bracket off of this side. So the only thing that this is being held up by is the frame rail. Whereas this side, we have the nuts loose on the back side here. And I know it's dark up here, but the nuts are just loose. So this bumper is actually being held up by those studs still. Now that's why I like to leave the actual bracket, which is this guy here, on the bumper, because these studs hold the bumper into the frame, and you're not trying to finagle with holding a bumper on and also taking bolts out. So I'm going to go ahead and take these nuts off the back and get that bumper off. So we can take these nuts off. We made them loose enough so that we could actually just take them off by hand. And now there's nothing holding this bumper on except for the studs over here and the frame over here. But if you had all of the studs on, it would be all held on with the studs here. So behind the bumper, here's our brackets here. This one actually has a little bit of a bend in it. So it is actually bent back a little bit, which is not surprising. So we'll either bend that back or not worry about it, whatever. But this is what you have holding your bumper on. So when you take your bracket, this guy here, so this is the driver's side. I can't remember, I'm pretty sure these are side specific, but you can put it in here like this, and that's what holds the bumper. So you have your left and right movement, and then you can see that this moves up and down also. So that's why I suggest when you're taking off your front bumper that you take it off with the large studs, because these large studs are going to make your life a lot easier. So they will hold the bumper on, as you can see, so you don't have to fight with trying to hold the bumper on and remove the bolts that hold it on. So you can go ahead and take off the nuts on the back of the bracket here, and then the bumper will stay, and you can actually take the nuts completely off and the bumper will actually stay there. So you could see that it wasn't falling off as we were working on it there. You know, the nuts were loose, not even touching the bracket, so the studs actually hold the bumper on. So if you're working on your truck here and you need to take your front bumper off, then the best way to do it is take it off of the studs here. So if you have a rusty truck, you're going to fight it no matter what you do. So if you try to take the smaller bolts off that hold the actual bracket, so these little guys here, you're guaranteed to have problems because it'll break the U-clip on the back of the bumper, or it'll break the bolt, or the bolt will round off. So the larger bolts are usually the better option anyway. So they are 21 millimeter. I've seen guys use 13/16, I've seen guys use 7/8, but they are 21. So when you're taking your front bumper off, it's easier to use those. If you still have the rubber flap that you can see we don't have here, if you have a 21 millimeter ratchet wrench, that would work wonderful. You can use a 21 millimeter wrench to break them free and use a 7/8 ratchet wrench to get them the rest of the way off. 21 and 7/8 are very, very close to each other, but they are not the same. So hopefully this will help you guys out in working on your truck and getting your front bumper off. Now, installing it is exactly the same. You just take your bumper, slide it back on, get the bolts snugged up, adjust accordingly, and then tighten. So hopefully this will help you out. And I know it wasn't a very long video, but it's something that's simple that you guys can work on in your own shop or in your driveway, or if you just want to change some stuff up. So hopefully this helps you out. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.